Hey guys, welcome to In the Bag episode 11. I'm Kayla.
I'm Kenny B. Hawkins.
We have some guests with us as well. Y'all can introduce yourselves.
You want to go first?
What up, man? Nah, my name is Perception. You already know this, man.
Yeah, we have the Almighty, the God, the rap God.
I wouldn't say all that, man. I'm just a regular human being.
And then we also have here Mr. Davies.
David myself. Not a rapper, but a photographer.
Plug your stuff.
Yeah.
Could you speak a little bit more to the mic?
So here we go. Right next.
But so how did you guys come to get in this predicament where we're sitting here at 9:03 at night shooting a podcast?
And give us a little bit of like a backstory too
Yeah.
for the audience too.
So I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
How I met Kenny. How I met Kenny was through Alvaro.
Hey,
And,
baby.
yeah, that's literally how I met Pedro too. That's how I met Pedro also.
Shout out to him. You guys have been on my podcast yet.
But yeah, baby girl put us together. And Kenny's always just working on projects, so Kenny's just always calling me up for whatever side work he wants to do. And it's always creative. That's the thing too. It's never like
100%, yeah.
something dull. We always just jump on things together.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Pedro? How have you?
Like,
Yeah,
comment.
you got it. How have you got brought up and like your main creative outlets, and how did we interact or we connected? Could you speak a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so, gosh, this predates back to like last year.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the way
It's a
back
while
in
ago.
last year.
All the way back to this time last year. No, I was kidding. Yeah, I met you. We were drinking very belligerently
Yeah, that's
At
probably most of our
at a get together. Kenny was like chugging a whole bottle of Henny just.
Oh wait, is that your birthday?
Nah, you were not this is a long time. Not a long time ago.
Yeah, and then we ended up having a really deep conversation after that about life and stuff, and I was helping you out, like, just calming down, because I saw a lot of similarities to how you handle stress and the way I handle stress as well. So we clicked after that, played basketball, hang out, As far as how we all ended up here, so basically this is a shared office space. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Wave. Yes, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, so we have an investor, and also somebody that's a part of Wave Theory. His name is Ned Pope. Shout out to Ned Pope. Yeah, he basically helps us out and invests in us having this facility to record music in the quiet room. So I've been doing sessions there, recording people, all types of stuff like that. So I've worked on my project here, and I work on other people's projects as well. So basically, you were telling me, I know when you started your podcast, how you're kind of struggling with like having a home. So then that's when I told you, why not come here? We have access to this entire building.
Yes,
So
very grateful for
Yeah,
that.
it
by the
Oh, yeah.
way.
For those who are just listening and cannot see, this man Pedro right here is the God, and we call him that because he's just always looked out for the homies.
True.
Always.
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, like the ideology behind it is to make sure that I'm able. I know a lot of people that are talented, So it's not just about me. If I'm in position to help somebody, I'm gonna make sure I help them. That way, everybody around me is doing what they have to do or following their dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Me and David were just talking about that earlier when we were shooting some promo, and we were basically just discussing how like for example, Young Thug just recently was on T.I.'s podcast. It's a new podcast. I'm not getting paid to plug it, but I'm just talk about it anyways.
Yep.
You feel me? Cut that check, T.I. Anyways, his podcast is called Expeditiously, which is super hard to pronounce, first of all. Second of all, he had Young Thug on, and Young Thug was just basically saying how he expects Jay-Z to teach him how to become a billionaire, because if you have information, it's your responsibility to spread that to the community.
Is that what Young Thug said?
Yeah, that's literally what Young Thug said. Well, maybe not.
If
Not
I
like
would
that,
say-
but like, not verbatim.
Along
But
those lines.
yeah, that was the general thing.
I
There's
would
more
say if like
ad-libs.
you're a decent person, but some people are a little selfish. So
That is true.
some people don't want to, give out the wealth. But Pedro,
Which, Pedro's a
we
real.
feel you on that one.
So, talk to us a little bit about your earliest experiences into your respective crafts. So, for you, when's like the first time you listened to music and it resonated? You know what I mean? And for you, what made you really get into photography? Because you're one of the only people I know who actually gets paid to take pictures, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, man. Anytime you're getting paid to do something that you're passionate about, it's a win. Even if it's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, you said when we were here the last time, you're like, I gotta pay my bills with what I'm doing. Like, bro, that's amazing. Like,
It takes time though. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know, it's just being consistent and understanding that, not expecting to receive instant gratification. Meaning, like, what are you doing while nobody's watching? You know, what type of work are you putting in while everybody else is sleeping? You know, and to involve with your craft.
Yeah,
that's dedication too, because like, you know, older generations always talk about our generation, like, oh, like, y'all are a generation who wants instant gratification. So the fact that, like, you know, you kind of have that resilience of like, okay, let me continue doing this, let me keep doing this, and now you finally are getting like those type of results that you want to see, which is nice too. I mean, that's the only way to become successful, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like influences in terms of like you saw it and it maybe like brewed a passion inside of you to pursue it?
No, because I mean, I wouldn't say anyone else in my family's as into photography as I am. For me, it really just became, I mean, I'm a car guy. I drive an 06 Corolla, but like I'm a car guy. Like so I mainly shoot cars. I mean, Kenny and I do portraits every now and then, and you know, I think portraits are also fun and also creative. But if you go on Instagram, Twitter, also Margo, just how it sounds, Margo _shots. Those are both my pages. Currently still working on the website, putting that one up. But it really just started as myself. Like, I think the first decent camera I owned was my Galaxy S4, like on my phone. Yeah, like back in, I got the S8 right now, so the S4 was like beginning of high school, let's say. And just wherever I walked, take a snap of whatever car was parked on the side, you know, take a video or whatever. Even as I drove by and like things would drive past me. So it was really just a me thing, and then eventually, my sister gets in high school. She's 4 years younger than me. My sister's 4 years younger. And freshman year, she takes photography. And you need a camera for a photography class. So my parents buy her a camera as her birthday gift. Nice. It was supposed to be her camera / like when we go on vacations, we go and take pictures, you know, like for sightseeing and stuff. Never happened. Like, either things. Like, I mean, like vacations, we go on vacations like once a year. You know, I mean, they're big ones, but it's just once a year. And my sister, like, I don't think she took photography after freshman year. So I was like, hey, like, this thing's just sitting around. Let me have a go at it. And it's been a year now. Because T-Mobile has this thing called T-Mobile Tuesdays where like it'll give you awards like every now and then, right?
I'm on that.
So
I'm already on that.
Like, Taco Bell, everything. It's got everything. Yeah.
Baseball tickets have off.
Baseball tickets.
Like,
AT&T sucks.
switch over.
So every Tuesday it does something, right? And I go on today's Wednesday, yesterday. And it was 10 free 4x6 prints at Walgreens. Which like it sounds like nothing, but
that's something for you, though.
yeah, exactly. So like me, I was like, oh shit, jump on it. And I've been building this wall in my dorm, which is supposed to be like a mural of all my pictures, and I just fill up the entire wall.
Nice.
That's my plan. But my ass got lazy, and the only pictures I had were like the original pictures I took a year ago, like walking around here taking shots. Which back then, I always thought black and white pictures were cool as fuck. Like for some reason, like black and white just adds a touch to it, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a card page, and the way it's gonna be original is by having everything be black and white, everything. And for the first like month or so,
fire.
Everything was black and white. And I mean that was the most basic editing I've ever done. Like really
black and white's fire.
Sharpen things up and then black and white. Yeah, you don't have to deal with colors or anything. Quickly, a friend told me like that's not it.
Hey, it's like
that's not it. It looks nice, but like you can only do something so much, you know.
Before it becomes repetitive.
Exactly, and that's when eventually like you start messing with other concepts, other ideas. Even just because I mean it's all been self-taught really. So in terms of like Lightroom, Photoshop, systems like that, like, it's all been self-taught.
What would you say is if you guys had to pick a #1 resource for your craft? what would it be, Pedro? You could start first.
Resource like
anything that's
Like then help
anything that
out.
helps me
Yeah.
with my craft, like creating music or.
It could be a literal mic, because that's like
Whatever the
yeah,
process
you're more
is.
inspired.
Yeah.
I mean, if I couldn't record, then I wouldn't. It would be really difficult. Like I engineer and mix everything myself, and that was forced because when I first started making music, I had an engineer that was recording all my stuff, and it came a point where he couldn't really take on the music as heavy, so he kept canceling sessions, and then I took it upon myself to save up the money for all the equipment, worked for it, got it, and then I took a course in music engineering, got a certificate in Pro Tools, so I'm certified completely in Pro Tools. So in the beginning, I was kind of bummed, and I stood up really late trying to figure it out, even when I was in school for it. But it worked out. Now that's probably one of the best decisions I ever made because I can get the exact sound that I want. I know exactly what effects I want to throw on it, where I want to cut the beat out, so.
You cut out some of that middle process of learning. Once you figure everything out, you didn't have to like go back and try to start tweaking things.
Right.
Probably like occasionally, but for the most part, you have it pretty figured out, and that helped you in the long run more than the short term. I think one thing that really resonated with me, one of like the first conversations we had, I remember this very vividly. It was like at 1:00 in the morning. It was like a 3-hour conversation. We were going off the Henny. Mm-hmm. We had so much Hennessy.
Sounds like a normal night.
Yeah, and then it was one of those things where we were talking about life. And you really, I count you as a mentor because that night you sat me down. No problem. You sat me down and you were just like, listen, like we think about things the same for the most part, and you were like, you're grinding, but you got to remember. I think at the time I was like 18 or 19. You were like, you got to be 18 or 19 though. Like, it's, like you can't skip steps. Once you were talking to me about like skipping steps, that made me realize to enjoy the grind, like just figuring out how to work and like all that, just really solidifying my work ethic, I think, and that helps a lot. Do you guys think that the amount of the time you put into your work ethic has propelled you to the point that you're at now?
I think it I mean, so I started out just Fridays afternoon after school, like coming here and walking as often as I could. I'd come just walk downtown, and whatever's parked, I'd shoot it. Okay.
Question really fast. What like draws you to a certain like a car?
To a certain car.
Yeah.
It's a mix of the rarity of it, because there's not cars you see everywhere. It's a mixture of the rarity of it, maybe how it sits in the environment that it's at right now. Like one of the first pictures I took is it's like an 06 Subaru, and you wouldn't think much of the car, but it was like a nice yellow color, had like a tree like right behind it, like cute little picture. I was like, I gotta snap that one. Like not a crazy car, but it's just perfect location. That, and then in the like, if you go deeper into like the car culture, what is like JDM and all that stuff, which is like Japanese cars is what JDM is. They get really into dropping cars, lowering them, and stancing them. So it's like your wheels are like tilted basically like to the side. Not everyone's a fan of it. I love it. Like if I could do it to my car, I would. But yeah, it's just like every car is different in a sense. Each one does something different, even though it may be like the same Subaru from one Subaru to the other. It's just different. Whatever pops out.
See,
that makes sense.
I admire that about you because I am not a car guy
At all.
I don't know how to change a damn thing on a car.
You gotta do at least a spare.
Bro, no, not me.
We're gonna have lessons after this.
Bro, I need those. I don't do no oil changes. I don't do no spares. I don't do nothing to do with the car.
Oil changes.
None of it.
Like he's talking like he doesn't do it himself.
I can.
Oh no.
I can
My car,
understand.
but
Nah, he uses the genie lamp. It leaves.
although like with my car, I don't take care of it as good as I should. To be honest, I just need to get to where I need to get to and go. But I'm trash.
Your car is sketchy.
It's a hot mess. It has over 200,000 miles
What was
on
that?
it.
Sketchy.
It's
You look
sketchy,
scared.
bro.
That's that.
Yeah.
The Kia, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it has over 200,000 miles. It's a 09. You see my
That's
G.
terrible.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
it was my
That's
grandmother.
Mine's
And
an 06 and it's at like 138.
Bro,
Yeah.
Her car is
40.
so sketchy.
it's sketchy. I ended up stuck on the highway for like almost 2 hours, no water,
Oh, yeah.
like could not see shit. My phone was on 4%.
Damn,
I was like, I'm over this shit, bro. Like I was, yeah.
And what
but
made you go into the van? Because you had something before the van.
no,
Yeah,
this is
this
my
is your
first car.
first car.
I've
Oh.
had this car since I was 16.
You pushing it then. It's
Yeah.
doing good.
Yes.
It's
I
doing
thought like
good.
you random because I heard you like talking about wanting to like live in little spaces and this and that and like
No.
Oh, the
vans.
No, no, no.
van. Oh, you
And
meant
I
the
was
van,
like-
like
No, no, no.
van life.
Yeah.
You mean
Oh,
like that?
okay, never
Oh,
mind.
no, no, no.
She got the
little-
Kia van now.
Yeah.
Now she
Yeah.
wants to do this with the
No, no,
Kia
no.
van.
Yeah.
Kayla went through like a little phase where she was trying to go live in a van and be homeless. She was trying to
Bro.
convince me to be
Yeah,
homeless.
that's what I thought it was when I saw it. I was like, already?
hold on.
Like,
We were at-
I remember this.
I
Were you
remember
at
that?
J-Rod's
Yeah.
place when they were watching
we
it?
we
Yeah,
talked about
briefly, yeah.
well we talked about this.
Oh,
It
yeah,
actually
yeah.
was on your birthday this year.
I'm not gonna lie, that was an event that
I
barely
passed
remember.
out in the middle.
I pulled up.
It was in the very beginning because I had work the next day, but I pulled up to that
Yeah,
and she was
really.
talking about it. And you know what, Kayla? As crazy as it sounds, I'm not saying I would want to be homeless, but I understand what you were trying to
Okay.
like.
Yeah.
Now
No, yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like again, this I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I don't
I don't know if
I
I
like-
can.
I don't have what it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have what it takes. But I think to do that, you have to really not give a fuck what anybody thinks. Excuse my language.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have to not give a fuck what anybody thinks because they say the and again, this is just a higher perspective of thinking about it. The most free person on the planet is a homeless person.
It really is. They don't have anything.
Yeah. They,
Like that's real freedom right there. They don't pay no
You
taxes.
struggle like a bitch, but
Yeah.
But it's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that's
but
true.
I
That's
would
true.
say some people like that though. Like some people like or let me rewind for a second. Not that people like being homeless. If you were born
But some people
if you were born in that
personally,
situation,
yeah,
yeah.
I personally-
If you were born in that situation, or like if just life handed you shit. But people who like actively like go out and like actually
No, yeah,
like
yeah.
want to do this.
Well, then-
Yeah, that I mean you like you said you kind of.
I read a book. What was it? In the Wild. Have you read that book?
Yeah, I've heard of
That's
it.
what it.
I had to read the book for school.
Yeah, In the Wild is kind of pretty much like that. You know, the guy decides to like go homeless and he explores the wild, like he lives in the wild.
He lives in the wild.
You know, I don't want to spoil the book, but I mean,
Yeah.
it basically the whole book is just about him being. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it, but you know, I'm a weird goop nerd fuck, so who cares? No, nah, but yeah, it was quite interesting, like the stuff that he had encountered while being homeless. But yeah, I don't know. We never actually got to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so
Yeah,
I just.
I mean, look, the thing is with the van thing,
She saw
I
a
won't.
YouTube video.
I did. I watched a
That's
YouTube
it.
video. The
Oh,
girl
really?
resonated with me. You know, I was like, oh, like she had her look. She got.
had curly hair.
Yeah, she had curly hair. I kind of was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay. And I was like, curls still popping in the van. But yeah, but then I like.
Did she ever explain why?
She did it.
Yeah.
She's.
What was her reason? I just
She
wanna know.
said, well, she said she was in college
Mhm.
for a little bit. Mind you, also, this is really where people think that it's like a whole conspiracy behind her because people think that, like, she's some, like, YouTube, like, robot.
Faking it.
Yeah, basically.
Like she's not a
fake-
real person.
Like, yeah, basically, because she had
Like-
only
like-
one video and she got over 1 million
Oh.
subscribers, and her first video had 13 million views. Like, that doesn't happen.
Like she's like
Yeah,
an
that's
industry
happening.
plant.
Oh, like she just.
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I thought you meant like she was literally like not a real person.
No, I couldn't think of the word.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, she's
industry
like an
plant.
industry
Yeah,
plant,
yeah.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
people already sketched about her, but
Like
she said,
6'9".
yeah,
Oh, that's not.
Too
good.
soon.
yeah, let's not go there
there.
before he snitches on all
We
of
don't have
us.
time.
Yeah,
For real. She said that she was in college for a while and then was kind of just like fuck this and just wanted to like travel, and so she just said she got a van. She did everything in the car, and now she just drives around California. But the only thing is though, is that like one thing I thought about, she's by herself, she's a girl, and she's living in a car. So like people have like broken her car and like
Listen, man.
that's part where I'm
I'd
like
say so.
I'm good. Like ugh.
Again, I understand the ideology behind it. It sounds all nice, but
Yeah, no,
honestly,
there's too many things around
it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how that can work.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, is
Mhm.
she working a job? Like, she making money?
She's working a job.
How?
They let her.
How?
She takes like what she said is that her job, she'll like take month breaks and then go like travel from her
Mhm.
job,
Oh.
but like she'll just work grind. And
She grinds the fuck out of it and then goes and spends the money on travel.
Yeah. Add that this girl also keeps her dead cat ashes
She
tucked
does.
away in her glove compartment.
She does.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
He said,
yeah,
ooh.
instant judge.
And she has an albino snake in
And
her.
also,
in her
I don't
cart.
like snakes.
I don't
Also,
fuck with
she
snakes
sleeps
either.
with a snake, and I'm pretty sure she kisses it in the mouth.
She does.
Don't trust it.
It's too much.
Don't.
Kayla, what were you going through?
That's what I'm saying.
Kayla saw
Man,
the whole
good-
video.
Thank God for Kenny. No,
It's having a midlife crisis.
She said she regularly, my bad, I can't speak. Regularly showers at YMCA's. That's how she showers.
Yeah, that's how she showers.
I
But at
know
least
a
she
guy that
showers,
did that,
though.
actually.
I mean, at least she
Did that?
showers.
Yeah,
Some
I
people
That's
don't
very
be
true.
showering.
But the whole thing is sketch. That was the point of what
I knew a guy that did that actually.
Oh, who?
This,
You said who? Drop the name right now.
I'm not gonna. No, all right. So
Join
no.
forces.
I didn't mean to say who.
So when I used to go when I used to train Muay Thai.
Oh yes, I like this conversation.
Yeah, no, this is a crazy story. Actually.
I need you to train, by the way. I'm actually trying to get more strength.
Be
so.
in here all freaking day, bro. I be here all the time, by the way.
You live here.
I pretty much
Yeah.
I'm in the studio all the time. But back to what we were talking about. So I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if he will ever see this, and I don't want to put him on blast.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who?
But yeah.
Send him the file.
But he had a couple screws loose for sure. So I used to go in there, warm up, run, and then do bag work. You know what I'm saying? So one day I was doing bag work, and he came up to me and he was like, "Man, you like, you're a natural like." But he's more boxing. He doesn't do Muay Thai. Just random guy in the gym.
For those who do not know about martial arts, me and Pedro have done martial arts for some time. There's a huge difference between kickboxing and boxing. Muay Thai is like traditional Thai kickboxing.
Right.
Much more different rules, different. It's just different.
It's so different.
It's just so different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither one is superior. If anything, I would say boxing might be a little bit. I know the kicks are hard, but I don't know.
That's the thing about not walking. That
Yeah. I'd rather get punched.
But see, if you're really good at like throwing punches, I can't really get in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause your hands are constantly just finding the opening. But anyways, yeah. So I started training with him for like a couple of days, until like I started noticing that he was kind of weird. Like he start like freaking out. Like he was very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? This is a funny story.
like in a bipolar sense, or like
I guess
like
I don't know.
Eventually, he gets to a limit where
Just a little bit off. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So then so we were we just finished training, sitting in the sauna, and then he just told me he's a like real crazy conspiracy theorist. We were talking, and then like he started going to conspiracies, and he was like, "Yo, I'm living out of my van. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like me and my girl, we live out the van. It's by choice though. Like we're saving up all this money and we're gonna like buy some land." And I was like, so I kind of got what he. I got. He's like, cause he wanted to own property. He's like, I'm tired of renting or like, you know what I'm saying. I got what he was saying, but I was just like, I can't do that. So he told me what to do. And you know what? The main reason why I bring up this story is because he said she takes showers at the YMCA, and that made me realize. And I'm not trying to talk bad about this man,
It's
but
not something I could.
But it's not gonna help your hygiene, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's trying so hard to keep it in.
Yeah.
taking showers shout out to anybody listening that is planning on doing this.
YMCA.
Taking showers at your local gym, like just straight up, is not going to improve your hygiene.
That is how you get a staph infection.
Unless you wear shoes.
I mean,
But-
Staph infection anywhere.
$2.
Actually, I had a friend that came with me and met him. So they listened to this. Yeah, J-Red was with me when we were training. So shout out. J-Red knows exactly.
Shout out J-Red.
J-Red knows. Shout out to. She knows exactly who I'm talking about.
J-Red is a mutual friend of all of ours, and can I honestly say that she is my favorite crackhead in the world, probably?
Crackhead.
Yeah, Jared's hilarious. The first time I met Jared, I was like, this girl has to be on crack, bro. I legit thought Jared was crazy. I don't remember what she was saying, but it was something wild, and I was like, I think she's my new favorite person ever. That's what I'm pretty sure.
That hookah.
Yeah, the hookah.
We should have a hookah segment on this one.
We should start
I mean,
a
we
separate
should.
podcast and call it hookah and ha-has.
hookahs.
I like that.
You feel me?
There we go.
Cut the check.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, we
copyright right there.
Yeah.
we strayed all the way off topic about talking about this homeless guy that I used to do Muay Thai with. So my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
What was
It
the
was-
Music stuff. Yeah.
Music stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh wait. I have a question because you've been asking all the questions.
Go ahead, mother.
So what was like for both of you and whoever wants to go first? What was like the moment where you were like, damn, like I'm really either good at this or like damn, like I can actually like see myself like making this a career instead of just like a hobby type of thing.
Pedro
The
can
floor,
start.
the
Pedro
floor,
can start,
the
yeah.
floor is yours.
Pedro can start.
Pedro's
All right.
technically there.
Perception.
Gosh, let's see.
And then I was gonna say this could date back to whenever too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the moment where you're like, oh.
Once I started actually making money, that's when. Well, I'm trying to think, man, cause like so I've always known that I wanted to do something that involved music. But there's always people out there to tell you to be like realistic. You know what I'm saying? So that always kind of
I've gotten that all my
so that always kind of hindered me from like actually, taking it on full time.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, the minute that I did, like it just worked out. You know what I'm saying? It just worked out. Yeah. Once I found myself in a position where I was like, this is kind of all I got and I got to do it. And I was hustling, like doing sessions because I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized that they just started coming in and that's how I got on it. But I don't know. I'm just very passionate about music and just like living a happy life. You know, that's the main goal. It's not really about material things or like, I mean, those are great accomplishments, you know, to have nice things is not wrong, you know, or to want nice things. We're all human beings and we all have desires, but ultimately desires always are constantly changing as we are. You know, the older we get, different things that we desire out of life. So with me, I just want to make sure I'm waking up every day and I'm feeling happy to be alive and I'm doing things that keep me alive. You know what I'm saying?
True. I mean, you gotta respect that. I felt like that too, like especially with like also the people I have in my circle type of thing, you know, because like that affects your mental a lot more than you would think.
Yeah.
But like having shitty people around you all the time, or like ingenuine people, or like shallow negative people,
yeah.
Anything just doesn't match your vibe. Like it can throw you off so much. Then it can be a domino effect and then throw off everything else, which I realized too. But
and negative might not just like pertain to people who are saying negative things or having negative behaviors towards you directly.
Yeah.
They could be having negative thoughts that affect themselves, but then because you care for them, love them, that's a negative. You know what I mean?
You know what
yeah.
it is? See, energy is just energy.
It's energy.
So I don't really. There are things that may seem morally correct or incorrect, but at the end of the day, energy is just energy, right? So I feel like, as far as having people around you, I feel like the type of people that you want to have around when you're doing something that may seem out of the norm or not traditional, the type of people you want to have around are the people that see your vision. Yeah. That's the main thing. That doesn't make it negative, but if they don't see your vision, but it's harder to work with somebody that can't possibly
or doubt or even
you
doubt
know,
your vision too.
Right, they just can't because they can't fathom it. They're instilling their fear that they have and their outlooks on life on you. Because they feel like they can't do it, they're gonna tell you can't. But that doesn't mean that you can't.
I feel like a lot of people are like that too, and they don't even realize it. Like a lot of people, I feel like, especially when you're a kid, like you have so much creativity, like you don't really think about like all the stipulations that like life comes with. And the older you get, you kind of like devalue yourself in certain areas because you're like, no, like I should probably just get a regular job or do whatever. Because
you wanna know what that's called?
The system.
Becoming an adult.
That's
Becoming an adult is not real.
Yeah,
it's not. It's literally whatever the hell you
get what
want
I'm
to
saying?
be. Like, there's no fucking. That's why I always like. That's what I. I mean, like growing up, like my parents were, like I always wanted to be a writer. Like from day one, I was like, I want to be an author. And every other 8-year-old was like, what the hell, I want to be a pop star. But my family was always very much like super encouraging about it. But at the same time though, like my like my dad, for example, he's a business guy. So growing up, like I remember that too. And the older I got, it was kind of like, okay, well, you know, but still, like you should probably. It was never like you should, you know, like right off the bat, like just start into it, like get into an office job first and then maybe do it.
Right.
But as I'm getting older, I realize like that's just not for me, because like it drains me, like doing something for 9 hours a day for 7 days a week or 5 days a week that I like don't truly like. It's like it's just draining. It doesn't do anything for me at the end of the day. I'm making money for the big man.
Now,
And it's like
I will tell you this though, and this is me becoming, you know, coming into my own, because as you guys know, I'm doing music. I'm getting paid. My sources of income are residual right now from doing shows, hosting, performing, or engineering. I'm
About to be merchandise.
right, and then selling merch. So like, and right now it's working, but I work the regular job, and I still would. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still going to, because you have to start somewhere.
for sure.
So I know people always be like, oh, you don't like. People that try to preach about being an entrepreneur will always look down upon people that work regular jobs and 9 to 5s.
Your regular 9 to 5, I'm out here chasing the bag.
Sell out.
Yeah, that's not the case. I've worked my whole life 9 to 5.
Well, because you have to have a certain like level of like, you know, consistent income to be able to fuel. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Kayla.
I'm Kenny.
And this is In the Bag podcast.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.